Welcome back to the 49ers Red Gold Redemption podcast, and I'm going to discuss this loss to the Rams. It was a bad loss. It looked bad, 42-26. I was just hoping it wasn't. I was like, please don't score another touchdown because it would have been 49-26, and I didn't want it to look like that Super Bowl win we had against the Chargers. See behind me, I think it's right there, 49-26 against the Chargers. So I was like, oh, don't score again. That's just a little my little quirk right there, but. There's a lot of positives to come from this game. The offense looked great out there. The offense looked great. At first, it didn't because there's like a lot of 3-and-outs, but we stepped it up and we looked good. And this time, the defense let us down. And I can understand that because we're missing so many key players. We couldn't put any pressure on Matthew Stafford with Bosa out of there. And then Michael Williams, he's out, our first-round pick. So that's that. And then Alfred Collins is playing good. He stepped up pretty big. He's doing his thing. And we just couldn't get it done on our defense. But our offense looks great. Everybody's playing well. Brian Robinson Jr., 8 carries for 41 yards. And those were some hard, tough 41 yards right there. Very efficient. And it was a very balanced run game. Chris McCaffrey, 12 carries for 30 yards. But he had the receptions as well. I got to look up his receptions. Yeah, 8 receptions, 66 yards. So very, very efficient. And it looks very balanced. Mac Jones is looking great out there. He's looking. They may be a quarterback controversy, yeah. And I'm thinking they may just hold out, like keep Purdy out this season and keep Brandon Ayuk out this season and look towards next year when we're completely healthy. But we'll see how that goes because we may be in the playoffs, so you never know. But we look good with the pieces we had. George Kittle, of course, has stepped it up, man. Everybody's favorite player. He blocks, and then he makes spectacular catches and spectacular touchdowns. Y'all seen that touchdown? He caught it right there, stayed in there, and somehow hopped off 1 foot and reached out for the touchdown. I thought he was going to rip his shirt off like Hulk Hogan for a minute. He kind of reminds me of Hulk Hogan. And, Kendrick Bourne, he only had 1 reception for 19 yards, but he's a key piece, and hopefully we can keep him next year. Kyle Juszczyk, he's doing – everybody on the offense has stepped up big. And Juwan Jennings, I know he had that 1 fumble, but that guy was he almost got Chris McCaffrey for a second. They're doing what Alfred Collins did to them that won the game for us the first time. But we just got to step it up on our defense. And I get it. We're missing all of our key pieces. Fred Warner's not there. Bosa's not there. So we can't get any pressure on Matthew Stafford. If you don't get any pressure on him, he's gonna tear you apart. And that's what happened. So I'm talking all the positives. So we'll see. I believe we got the Cardinals next. So that's a win. We should be able to beat them, and we're still in it. This is a weird season for a lot of teams out there. Nobody has that. We don't know who's the dominant team. So it's just a very up and down season. A lot of people have 3 losses. So we'll see, man. But that wasn't a good win. I mean, a good loss right there. That was a pretty high scoring game. That was one of our worst losses in a long time. But the positives are that the offense is looking great right now. And Kyle Shanahan has stepped it up with his play calling and his coaching. And the longer you're in this league, you get more experience, you get better. And Kyle Shanahan has shown that. And he's more aggressive now. He's not as complacent. And I think that comes down to a lot of teams in the NFL. A lot of them are going for 4th downs now. So you just got to adapt to how the game is now. But hey, on to the next. You can't get too sad about this. I know it's a divisional loss and that hurts, but we'll see what goes on between the Rams and the Seahawks. And we'll see. I gotta see. Yeah, so I should go for I'll go for the Seahawks to win that one because we have a chance to beat the Seahawks in our last game. So let's go Seahawks. Take care of the Rams. I think that'll be better for us. So that's just my quick recap of that horrible 42-26 loss against the Rams. But hey, we'll get back to it and we'll step up next game. And hey, we're still in it, but we're looking good, man. When we get healed up, we're gonna be dangerous, especially next year. I don't want to speak on next year too much, but because we got to focus on this year. But hey, it is looking very promising. This team's looking very promising with Saleh there. he can only do so much with the pieces we have. But next year they'll step up big. But let's focus on this year because we can still do it. We can still play at Levi State. There we go. There we go. My microphone came off. But I'm gonna end the podcast right there. So that's it for the Red Goat Redemption podcast. And I'm out. I'll see y'all next time. Let's go Niners next week.